Imagined interaction. Imagined interactions are a form of social cognition in which actors imagine conversation with others using visual and verbal imagery. Imagined interaction fulfill various functions and can be described with respect to their timing, detail, and balance. Imagined interaction have been studied in conjunction with individual differences such as communication apprehension and communication competence, as well as in conjunction with sex differences, relational quality, cultural differences, personality, and other constructs related to cognition and communication. Imagined interaction theory is based in the work of symbolic interactionists, including Margaret Mead at 1934, who discussed the internalized conversation of gestures in which individual actors monitor social action by reviewing the alternative endings of any given act in which they are involved. Individuals use internal dialogues to mentally test out the various possible scenarios of an event in advance of the act. Imagined interaction have their foundations in cognitive scripts. Past research has identified 6 distinct functions of imagined interaction or principal purposes for which an individual engages in internal conversation. Those functions include rehearsal, self-understanding, catharsis, compensation, relational maintenance, and conflict management. Rehearsal refers to engaging in imagined interaction to plan upcoming communicative encounters and conversation. Imagined interaction can also be used to engage in self-understanding or to uncover opposing and different aspects of the self. And for catharsis, to relieve existing tension or to reduce uncertainty about another's action. When functioning in a mode of compensation, imagined interaction served as a replacement for actual interaction, and when functioning as relational maintenance, imagined interaction served to create and shape a relationship's development through imagined conversation with relational partners. Finally, in conflict linkage imagined interaction, individuals relieve prior argument as well as prepare for new conflict episode. While in imagined interaction, we actively stylize our own intrapersonal anticipation, expectation, prediction, projection, meaning any combination of function is possible and may influence both imagined and actual conversational behaviors. These functions demonstrate widespread usage of imagined interaction and involvement of intrapersonal communication processes in imagining conversation and communicative encounters. For the first, catharsis is using imagined interaction to relieve tension and reduce uncertainty. Secondly, compensation or substituting imagined interaction for real interaction. And the third, conflict linkage or using imagined interaction between arguments, thereby creating an ongoing conflict. And the fourth, rehearsal or mentally preparing for interaction prior to engaging in them. The fifth, relational maintenance or using imagined interaction psychologically to maintain a relationship by thinking about a partner. And the last, self-understanding or using imagined interaction to gain a deeper understanding of the individual's attitudes, values, and beliefs. In addition to serving various functions, imagined interaction are described as exhibiting patterns of variability along 8 primary attributes, namely timing, which includes proactivity and retroactivity, specificity, discrepancy, frequency, variety, self-dominance, and valence. Timing of imagined interaction may be proactive, which means occurring before a conversational encounter, or retroactive. It means occurring after conversational encounters. Imagined interaction can also be more or less specific in the amount of detail, description, and dialogue. While folk imagined interaction leave only general impression, more specific imagined interaction it can imagine exact conversational dialogue and include details of conversational partners' behavior as well as precise conversational backgrounds or settings. Imagined interaction may also be more or less discrepant from actual encounters, and occurrences of imagined interaction may be more or less frequent, where an individual experiences many or very few imagined interaction. Imagined interaction may also reflect variety when conversations are imagined with different partners over various subjects, and self-dominant when actors do the majority of speaking in imagined conversation. Finally, imagined interaction may be either positively or negatively balanced, representing the degree of emotional affect produced while having the imagined interaction, and those characterized by positive or negative affect. Here are the research field of imagined interaction that relate to the concept of active and empathic listening. Similar to potential interrelationship of imagined interaction function, there are patterns of variability with respect to imagined interaction attributes likely associated with active empathic listening. Most notably, self-dominance may share an interrelationship with AEL. Individuals who frequently dominate imagined conversation may do the same in actual conversation, resulting in lower sensing, processing, and responding behaviors. When imagined interactions are highly specific, imagined dialogue may contain reference to feeling or underlying meaning. The time of imagined interaction may be related AEL. In imagined interaction occurring proactively or retroactively, individuals may summarize points of agreement or disagreement, or focus on feelings or meanings, and then apply these intrapersonal behaviors interpersonally. In general, implications for practice seem rather clear. Those who use imagined conversation to compensate for unavailable interaction instead of rehearsing for upcoming interaction are likely to display low active empathic listening response behaviors, suggesting intrapersonal processes can be used not only to practice speaking but also to listen to another, especially when practicing important behaviors such as questioning and producing relevant commentary in ongoing dialogues. Additionally, individuals who are prepared for multiple contingencies in conversations may be potentially advantaged as listeners, a finding aligned with research on conversational planning and its relationship to conversational competence. Combined, these results provide initial empirical evidence of association between intrapersonal representations of conversations and reported active empathic listening behaviors, suggesting fruitful lines for future research. Thank you for watching.